In 2018, a self-driving Uber test vehicle in Tempe, Arizona, struck and killed a pedestrian. The incident sparked fear and debate across the country. Were we moving too fast toward a driverless future, or not fast enough, yet? Just 2 years later, in 2020, Waymo, Google's self-driving subsidiary, launched the first-ever fully driverless taxi service in Phoenix, Arizona. Riders could sit in the back seat, tap their destination on an app, and the car would take them there, without a single human behind the wheel. Two contrasting moments, just a few years apart. One tragic, one groundbreaking. Together, they symbolize the road America is on toward more driverless cars, a path filled with innovation, hesitation, challenges, and promise. So, how close are we really to sharing our roads with fleets of self-driving cars? And what does that future mean for safety, jobs, technology, and our everyday lives? The idea of cars driving themselves isn't just science fiction anymore. Companies like Tesla, Waymo, GM's Cruise, and Ford's Argo AI have already logged millions of miles in autonomous testing across the United States. The promise is huge. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, estimates that 94% of serious crashes are caused by human error, things like distracted driving, speeding, or drunk driving. If self-driving cars could eliminate even half of those mistakes, thousands of lives could be saved every year, and it's not just about safety. Imagine fewer traffic jams, better fuel efficiency, and the ability for elderly or disabled people to regain mobility. Autonomous vehicles could reshape our cities and transform transportation the same way the internet reshaped communication, but let's be clear, driverless technology isn't all or nothing. The Society of Automotive Engineers defines 5 levels of autonomy. Level 1, simple features like cruise control or lane assist. Level 2, cars that can steer and accelerate automatically, but still require hands on the wheel, like Tesla's Autopilot or GM Super Cruise. Level 3, the car can drive itself in certain conditions, but the driver must be ready to take over at any time. Level 4, full autonomy in controlled areas, like Waymo taxis in Phoenix. Level 5, no steering wheel, no pedals, just input. A destination and go. Right now, most cars on American roads are at Level 2, with some experimental fleets at Level 4. Level 5? That's still a dream. If driverless cars are so promising, why don't we see them everywhere already? The answer is, the roadblocks are massive. Point 1. Safety and trust. That Uber crash in Arizona wasn't the only incident. Tesla's Autopilot has been involved in multiple fatal crashes where drivers trusted the system too much. Americans remain skeptical. According to a 2023 AAA survey, 68% of drivers said they're afraid to ride in a fully self-driving car. Point 2. Technology limitations. Autonomous cars rely on a mix of cameras, radar, and LiDAR to see the road. They use artificial intelligence to process traffic patterns, weather conditions, and unpredictable human behavior. But here's the problem: what happens when snow covers road markings? Or when a pedestrian suddenly jaywalks in a dark street? Humans can improvise. AI still struggles. Point 3. Legal and regulatory hurdles. Every state in the U.S. has different laws about autonomous driving. California allows testing, Arizona embraces it, but some states impose restrictions. Without a unified national framework, rollout remains patchy. Point 4. Economic impact. Then comes the job question. Around 3.5 million truck drivers are employed in the U.S. If long-haul trucks go driverless, what happens to them? The same goes for taxi and rideshare drivers. The shift could disrupt millions of livelihoods. Despite these challenges, some companies are pushing hard toward the driverless future. Waymo, Alphabet/Google. Their driverless taxis in Phoenix are already operating without safety drivers. Expansion to San Francisco and Los Angeles is underway. Tesla, Elon Musk insists that Tesla vehicles are just a software update away from full self-driving, though many experts are skeptical. Still, Tesla has the largest fleet of semi-autonomous cars collecting real-world driving data daily. Cruise, GM testing robot access in San Francisco. Cruise even received approval to charge passengers. But after several safety incidents, California regulators suspended its operations in 2023. Aurora and Too Simple. These companies focus on self-driving trucks, aiming to revolutionize freight and logistics. Imagine 18-wheelers that never need rest stops. Section 5. How soon will we see driverless cars? Predictions vary. Some optimists once claimed we'd all own self-driving cars by 2020. That clearly didn't happen. Most experts now believe that by 2030, we'll see widespread adoption in limited areas, robot access in major cities, autonomous delivery vehicles, and long-haul trucks on interstate highways. But full nationwide adoption, where you can buy a truly driverless car and take it anywhere in the US, might not arrive until the 2040s. Think of it like the early days of the airplane. The Wright brothers flew in 1903, but it took decades before air travel became safe, commercialized, and mainstream. Self-driving cars may follow a similar timeline. If we manage to overcome the roadblocks, the benefits could be enormous: lives saved, fewer accidents caused by human error, efficiency, less congestion, smoother traffic, optimized fuel use, accessibility, elderly, disabled, or visually impaired people gaining independence, economic growth, new industries, from autonomous delivery fleets to smart city infrastructure. And here's an overlooked benefit: imagine reclaiming the time you spend driving. Instead of gripping the wheel for an hour-long commute, you could read, work, or relax. Your car becomes a moving office or lounge, but the flip side is just as important. If we rush, the risks could be devastating: safety incidents. Even a few high-profile accidents could erode public trust for decades, job losses, millions in trucking, taxi, and ride-sharing could face unemployment without a proper transition plan. Cybersecurity. A hacked self-driving car isn't just a privacy concern, it's a life-or-death issue. Unequal access. If only the wealthy can afford autonomous cars, the technology could deepen social divides, beyond the technical and economic hurdles. There's a cultural one. Americans love driving. From Route 66 road trips to the symbolism of owning your first car, driving is woven into the fabric of American identity. Handing over the wheel isn't just about technology, it's about psychology. Will Americans trust AI more than their own instincts? Will they feel comfortable letting go of control? The shift will require not just safer cars, but a reimagining of what driving means. Picture this: it's 2035. You're living in Los Angeles. You summon a Waymo taxi on your phone. It arrives without a driver. You hop in, set your destination, and spend the ride finishing up emails while the car navigates rush hour traffic. On the freeway, you pass a convoy of autonomous trucks, gliding smoothly, never speeding, never tailgating, never tired. Your parents, now in their 80s, still enjoy the freedom of mobility because their self-driving car takes them safely to doctor's appointments. But on another road, a group of classic car enthusiasts still gather to drive their Mustangs and Corvettes for fun, because while autonomy dominates, driving for pleasure hasn't gone away. That's the future we're heading toward, not an overnight revolution, but a gradual integration where humans and machines share the road. Conclusion: the road toward more driverless cars is long, winding, and uncertain. We're somewhere between bold experiments and everyday reality. The technology is advancing, the promise is enormous, but the challenges, technical, legal, cultural, remain steep. One thing, however, is certain: the journey has already begun. Whether we arrive at a future dominated by autonomous vehicles in 10 years or 40, driverless cars are no longer just a possibility. They're an inevitability, slowly but surely steering their way into our lives.